One of my favorite things about fall is being able to get produce items at the very lowest cost and be able to have food security in our house all winter long. If you're just meeting me, my name is 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶 and this is the 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐶 Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. One of the ways that I'm able to save money on groceries is I stock up on produce items while they're in harvest season or the best prices of the entire year. And I'm going to teach you some of the tricks that I do to keep these to last a really long time. These are some simple tips that anybody can use. We are not canning these items. We're just going to store them properly, either in the pantry or in the freezer. One of the things that I use so often is peppers in my meals, and I like to make sure that I have some that are fresh in the refrigerator all the time, but some backed up in my freezer. So I'm able to get a ton of peppers during the fall. I got these 2 for $1, and I'm going to be able to chop these up and put them into the freezer. I don't have to blanch them or anything. I just need to put them in a freezer container to go into the freezer. And all peppers start out as green peppers and then they ripen into the other colors depending on what variety they are. So oftentimes you'll get green peppers for the cheapest price, and then you can get red, yellow, or orange peppers, sometimes for the same price and sometimes for a little bit more. But I was able to score all of these for 2 for $1. And most of the time when I'm using peppers, I will use them as slices instead of in little pieces. So normally when I'm freezing them, I will put them in the slices and then put them into a glass container or a bag, however you want to store things in your freezer. And then you can pull out just a little bit at a time and add them to recipes all year long. I also was able to get a case of tomatoes, which is 25 pounds of tomatoes for $18, which is a great price. And these I washed and they're laying out here to dry on my countertop. And then I'm going to core them and put them into the freezer so we can use them all year long. Normally I am preserving tomatoes by canning them, and I do diced tomatoes, ketchup and barbecue sauce, spaghetti sauce, and pizza sauce. But we just moved into our brand new house, and there's a lot of painting projects that need to happen before I get to my home canning projects this fall. I also picked out a ton of onions. Now these will last harvest season to harvest season, and I know that they were just picked. I will go through these probably in the next 2 months, but it's nice to have a bunch on hand. You can also chop these and put them in your freezer if you want to store them for later. But I normally like picking out my own onions instead of getting them. So in the bulk bag, sometimes you get a mushy one or one that's going bad, and it can make the entire bag of onions going bad. So I like to be able to pick out my own and know that they're really fresh. They were the same price whether or not I picked them out or I got them in the bulk bag. Now there is a 50-pound bag of potatoes behind me that I got for $25, and that seems like it is a lot of potatoes, but we will use them over the course of the winter. If they are stored in a cool storage space, which we have now because we have a basement, and away from onions, they should last all the way until March. And as I start making things like making mashed potatoes, I will make a double batch of them and I will put them in the freezer also. So what's your favorite produce item to be able to stock up during harvest season? While I was at the farm stand, they also had cases of peaches, which I knew if I didn't grab them right now, then I wouldn't be able to get them because it's right at the end of the season. But I had to be really realistic with the amount of time I have to preserve some food right now, and canning peaches or even peeling them to put them in the freezer would have taken way too much time for what we're going through right now, trying to get unpacked and moved into our new house. I do know in the next couple weeks we will be getting some apples from a family friend and being able to have those all fall and winter time, which will be really lovely. When you're getting them fresh from the farm, they can stay out on your countertop and they will last for months. But if you're getting them from the grocery store, they might already be a year old, so you want to make sure that you're storing those in the refrigerator, not buy any oranges. This is my book, The Zero Waste Produce Guide, which I go through 75 produce items A to Z. The link for this is in the description, and there's also a discount code for that. And make sure you're hitting subscribe. We have over 700 videos here on the channel to help you save money on groceries.